In today's video, we are talking about generative AI and how it could totally change the real estate game. This is a challenge session designed to encourage you to discover the current AI trends that are likely to affect your business. Imagine being able to make virtual tours of houses that look 100% photorealistic just by typing a few words. Let's talk generative AI. Today, we're looking at discovering new AI trends within the real estate industry, and especially I want you to do the same. Look at what's new within the AI sphere in real estate and how it's impacting or likely to impact the industry. So the objectives today would be to understand what these emerging trends are, learn to do some of the research for yourself so that you know what else is coming, and so you can stay on top of the latest developments within the AI sphere for real estate. And then hopefully you can identify some potential applications and the impact that those applications are likely to have within the industry. So the real estate industry it's increasingly embracing AI for its processes, its work, and to gain a competitive advantage over the competition. Now, the key thing is to stay informed as to what's coming down the pike and to ensure that you're able to take advantage of any advancements that are coming down with the new technology. But today's topic will be focusing on one AI trend and how that's already made changes and how further changes are likely to be observed in the coming months and years. So what will be the criteria for selecting the emerging trend? There are many options, but you just have to pick one and follow that one and see how that one would benefit yourself and benefit your business. So the criteria for choosing a trend in our case would be how relevant is it to the real estate industry? What potential does it have to disrupt and transform your current organization and the and other organizations, and the availability of reliable information for your research. Now, examples of some trends that we've considered are generative AI, AI-powered virtual assistants or chatbots, then AI in property management and smart homes integration, like things like Siri and Apple Home. And for property management, you have sensors and IoT. And then the final one we looked at was predictive analytics and for market forecasting. But in terms of today's tutorial and today's session, we'll be looking at generative AI. Now, this is a major trend within the industry. So for generative AI, as an example, you'd have tools like ChatGPT, you'd have Claude from Anthropic, and Gemini from Google. There are others out there as well. And what does generative AI mean? It's essentially an AI solution, an AI portal that you give instructions to, and it would automatically create, and automatically produce a response to you. And the response could be of any format. It could be music, it could be more text, or an answer to your question. It could be images. So in terms of our research, we looked at the output from research papers and different publications. We've looked at different YouTube videos, and we've learned from other experts within the industry. Now, the key thing is to try and understand a bit about the technology behind generative AI. So with generative AI, you've got techniques like the transformer models, which is the T in a ChatGPT. You've got diffusion models and GAN. And GAN is generative adversarial networks. Those are key to image generation. And within the applications that generative AI enhances, you've got the text generation, image generation, audio, and video synthesis. Now, the key thing is also to identify those applications and their potential within real estate and how they are currently used. Lots of people may not understand how the technology works, but if you understand what is likely happening when you input some text and you get some results back. So you input text into ChatGPT and it suddenly produces you a brochure. Now, there's a lot that's gone on in the background that you're expecting the machine to handle, and that's where the intelligence comes in. So you put in a prompt like write a 5-page brochure detailing the purchase process for a typical first-time buyer, and then suddenly out pops lots of text, which is detailing exactly what you've asked it to detail. So that's the AI solution providing the response that it has automatically generated. Now, other places where generative AI comes in handy and is currently being used is for virtual property tours and 3D visualizations. Again, it's a case of inputting text and then suddenly 3D images pop out. With virtual property tours, yes, you can take you can take videos of the property, but within the property video, you can put in hotspots, and those hotspots have text that you put in to tell the AI solution what to present to the person who's doing the virtual tour. Then other examples of where generative AI comes in useful for real estate is automated content generation. So things like listings, property descriptions, marketing materials, the personalized recommendations that you receive when you go on property websites. All these things are AI driven and automatically generated by the AI portal or AI application based on text or the instructions that have been provided to it. Now, when you're doing your research, also think about the potential impact. And here I'll detail some of the impacts that I believe generative AI would lead to. So benefits and advantages of Gen AI include the enhanced customer experiences, because based on all of the training data, it's able to put some text together that would provide a satisfying experience for your customer and potentially could produce text that's better than you would have produced by yourself. Certainly would produce text a lot quicker than yourself and produce it in the formats that you want, because Gen AI is also trained in different formats for producing documents. And if this is something you want me to elaborate on, just put a comment in the comment section and I'll be sure to produce a video talking about prompting ChatGPT and other tools, and I'll show you different examples of how it produces the kind of text that I've already talked about. So things like property listings and brochures. Now, Gen AI also streamlines content creation and marketing efforts. Again, it automatically turns you into an expert in different things, in different fields. So you can tell it to act as a marketing expert and to produce some marketing copy for you. And then it will produce that within seconds. And then you can review it and decide if you want to change it or update it. So the key thing is increased efficiency and productivity and automatically generating these documents. Again, there's another thing which is underlined or undertone to all of this is the cost savings and the speed of delivery. Now, having said all that about the benefits and advantages, let's talk about some challenges that are inherent in using generative AI. Now, the quality and reliability of the content cannot be guaranteed. So it's automatically generated, but sometimes it can generate misleading information. So a human has to be involved before anything is sent out publicly. Now, you also have ethical and bias concerns because the models that generate this information and generate this data, they are trained on historical information. And there's a lot of information online that's biased and is unethical. And we don't know what these models have been trained on. And because you don't have that information, you can't be certain as to the quality of what's generated. So you have to review it before you send it out. And then the final challenge is, how do you integrate this into your existing systems and your existing workflows? That is very, very important and very key, because there's no point having all of this if it just adds another layer to your workflows and adds more delay and more friction. You want this to be automated using different tools like Zapier and Make. Now, the potential use cases and scenarios for generative AI in real estate are virtual staging, property visualization. You've got automated property descriptions and listing generation, personalized property recommendations for buyers and personalized guidance on what buyers can do in terms of purchasing or doing any of the transactions that you currently do with them. And then the final one is chatbots and virtual assistants, and then automatically generating information that or generating responses to your clients. Now, to give you an example as to the spread of generative AI in real estate, I went into ChatGPT, went to explore GPTs and just typed in real estate, as you can see on the image that's here, and there's a plethora of custom GPTs. That's just to give you an idea as to what's currently in use within the industry and the impacts it's already having. So the top one is real estate mortgage and investing guru. I went through and I asked a couple of questions, and it produces text that would provide you with guidance. And the question I asked was, can you provide me with the pros and cons of applying for a mortgage or something along those lines? And that was actually a suggested question by the GPT itself, and out popped a whole list of pros and cons. So that's just one example. There are hundreds of GPTs within the GPT store for you to explore, and there are more being created on a daily basis. And with these custom GPTs, you can create them to be used just by your colleagues, and it can be a private thing for your team. What that means is that information that you have within your business can be searched with the GPTs, and then bespoke information produced or generated for your business, and that would enhance and increase the productivity of your teams. And behind all of this is generative information or generative AI. So the practical considerations to have in mind when going down this route include the implementation challenges and the requirements. So what data do you have available, and what's the quality of that data? If it's something that you want to do just for your business internally, if you're going to use a public GPTs, then you need to think about the privacy and regulatory concerns. Now, would you want to integrate this into your existing systems or workflows? If that's the case, what training do you have, or training arrangements are you going to put in place to get your staff upskilled? And then you also have to be cognizant of the fair housing and non-discrimination policies, any privacy and data protection concerns. All those things need to be highlighted. Then the final one is you want to collaborate with the technology partner if you don't have the skills in-house. So the expertise you probably need for generative AI, for instance, would be AI implementation, workflow automation, ongoing support and maintenance, and ensuring that you are compliant with regulations and industry standards. So in conclusion, I'll summarize the key points that we've looked at today. So we've shown you how to research emerging AI trends, so things like attending conferences and events, watching YouTube videos, reading some of the white papers that are produced by these AI teams. Then we've discussed the opportunities that generative AI offers, and some examples of other organizations already taking advantage of the generative AI solutions. And then you want to carefully evaluate anything that you choose to implement, and just make sure that you have things in place to ensure that you're able to successfully adopt the generative AI solution or whatever trend you've done research on. Now, I would encourage you to do further research. There are other areas that you can look at in addition to, or instead of generative AI. There's computer vision. So if you want something that would take any pictures that you've taken with your photo and analyze it, assess it for any dilapidations or any damage in a property, there is computer vision right now, and AI is key to understanding what's going on within any image. You can use Claude to look at that, and the paid version of ChatGPT. Now, at this point, we've covered just generative AI. If there's any other trend you'd want us to look at, leave a comment and reach out to us. We're quite happy to work with you to deliver any content or knowledge that you would like to gain. We are AI, and we specialize in automating business growth, business flows, automating processes within your business, helping you generate leads in a predictable and efficient way. So do reach out to us. We also develop custom GPTs if that's something that you'd be interested in. We are AI. Reach us on our website, autoree.ai, so AUTORE.ai, or send an email to u@autoree.ai. Also, we're available on all socials, so Instagram, Facebook, X, LinkedIn, and certainly YouTube, where you're watching this. Now, I want you to feel free to leave a comment on this video and ask any questions you want. If there's any content you want us to create, do reach out to us and be certain that we will respond. So until next time, thank you very much for watching and keep winning.